Yeah. Okay. Start now.
Start. Okay. Hello to all the comrades from Sri Lanka, from Netherlands, and from
India.
all Indian and all the world. I'm the partisans of Communist Party of Iran, Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, and now we are in the 100th anniversary of October Revolution. We are here for talk about the new communism, talk about the new approach for the making the new revolution in all the world, in the Middle East, in India, in the China, in US, because all our planet now facing to the horrible. Look at the Islamic reactionary forces in Middle East. Look at the Donald Trump and the fascist groups and fascist leaders in French, in Netherlands. Look at the China. Nowadays the China is horrible. All our planets facing with the horrible climate changing, it's horrible. And we say the new communism is the last chance of humanity for emancipation, for overthrow all this bullshit system. Bob Avakian, the chairman of Revolutionary Communist Party of US from 1976, and collapse the socialism in China, talk about the revolution, talk about and make a scientific and definitely scientific submission from the new stage of revolution. You can continue Bob Avakian and New Senses of Communism in the revcom.us. And in these books also talk about the science, talk about the strategy, talk about the leadership, and talk about the history, and how the people, and how the mass, and how the communist vanguard, communist revolutionary can make a new revolution in all the world. And also, I recommend you read these books. It's the Raymond Lada's books about the history of communism and socialism. We have here the Persian translation from very, very brilliant and glory experience of communism and socialism in the world. And now we can continue, we can make a new revolution, the new real revolution and real actual emancipation for people. With the new senses of Bob Avakian, with the manifesto, our line, with also fighting with the fascist. You know, the refuse fascism is a united front in the US and also in Europe. Our comrade in Germany worked for a world without imperialism and borders. For the united fronts for facing and struggle with the fascism in Europe. I suggest you read the Bob Avakian, read the revcom.us, read and continue the new senses of communism, and make the revolution in Sri Lanka, in India, in Pakistan, in China, in all the world, because all the people and all the mass need. And the revolution, nothing less. Revolution, nothing less. Revolution, nothing less.
A few words about the present situation in Iran, that whether the US will go in.
Yeah, you know, and of course in Iran, the people need to revolution, because Iran is in Middle East. You know, in Middle East, the people divided between two bullshit reactionary poles. One of them, the imperialism and their drugs in the Middle East, as the Bashar al-Assad and imperialism of Russia, China, US, Europe. And Islamist fundamentalist forces in Middle East. Also, Iran's government, ISIS, Taliban in Afghanistan, and another Islamic groups. Of course, in the Demarcation magazine, we talk about the two reactionary forces and its contradiction. And nowadays in Iran, maybe if we are sure, if without the development of communist revolution, without the development struggle for communist revolution and overthrow the Islamic Republic, this disaster is continue, and it's to be stronger than now. The contradiction between Islamic Republic and US and Saudi Arabia, Turkey in the Middle East.
Ohne gesellschaftlichen und ideologischen für mich Teile ausreichender Bedeutung. Wenn jemand mit meiner Analyse nicht einverstanden ist, muss in der Lage sein, die Wurzel des Religionismus und der Bürokratie zu erklären. Ohne die Wurzel jemanden zu attackieren, leistet keinen Beitrag proletarischen Diskussionskultur. Ich würde hier appellieren an allen.
Okay, so welcome. Here we are selling books. I'm from Red Spark. I'm the founder of Red Spark, and we are trying to sell different books on different topics that I think are very important for nowadays, especially on the question of Marxism, Leninism, Maoism. This is the book that we promote today for our youth, which is the Marxist-Leninist Maoist basic course that was written by the Communist Party of India Maoists. And there is a lot of people studying it currently in Europe and in different Western Maoist parties or organizations. And yeah. We have different other books that cover different topics that are very important for today. Question of proletarian feminism, question of China, is China socialist or not, and of course the question of People's War. Because as Marxist-Leninist Maoist, we consider that in Europe, People's War is also the strategy toward the revolution, to go to the revolution. So I hope that answered your question.
About this book,
Oh, Rethinking Socialism? It's a book written by two economists from Taiwan, especially the professor Pao Yu-chin, who is an economist who currently lives in the United States. And her question is very simple. She's wondering, is China today socialist or not anymore? And she analyzed that on economical, it's an economical analysis, yeah. And her conclusion is that that socialism did not fail in China, but have been defeated. So
not failed but defeated.
yeah, it's very important difference because all the principle, the value of the Chinese Revolution and especially the Cultural Revolution are good. Actually, they were right, but it's really a coup that defeated the Chinese Revolution. So that's a very important book, I think, for today, especially that today we consider China as being an imperialist country. Yeah, so.
But the Chinese president now is saying that China is going to introduce the 21st socialism.
Yeah, they can say that, but I'm still waiting to see. I mean, there were a complete restoration of capitalism in China. Yeah, today there are billionaires in China. How can you build socialism if you have billionaires in your own country? So he can say that, but the practice show otherwise.
Okay, last question about Tamil struggle in Sri Lanka. What is your opinion?
Oh, the Tamil struggle was very strong in the past. Would it be by the Marxist-Leninist forces or by the forces of national liberation of the Tamil Tigers, and who were defeated in 2009? So I think that today it's very important that the struggle reorganized.
Si tu vas pas maintenant, les gens ils vont tous là. Il va y avoir une grande.
And the movement need to reorganize, I believe, but of course, complete support for the right of self-determination of the Tamil people, nation, and for the brotherhood between the Sinhalese and the Tamil people.
Thank you.